Hey, it's me, Mr. X. I'm the guy behind the guy giving you all the information you want to know and need to know about the VA claims process. So, during your next C&P exam, you can make or break your VA claim. Say the wrong thing, and you might walk away with a denial. In this video, I'm going to break down the top 5 biggest mistakes veterans make during their C&P exams, with real-life examples and what you can do instead. Stay with me to the end, get all the tips, tricks, and examples. Let's get you in that 100 club. All right, here we go. Tip number 1, downplaying your symptoms. Okay, so in your C&P exam, let me give you an example. If you're saying, hey, I'm fine, or it's not that bad, when asked about pain or about mental health, it's an example of downplaying your symptoms, not why it hurts. Now, the examiner only knows what you tell them. The VA decisions are based mostly on evidence, a lot on evidence, okay? So, be honest and specific. Here's the tip. Say how often something hurts. Say how severe something hurts. Talk about how it impacts your life. If it's a musculoskeletal condition, discuss the range of motion and when it affects you most. Talk about your symptoms at the end of the day, at the end of the week. Think about the worst case examples of your symptoms over the previous day, week, month, year. Talk about all of those symptoms. Let the examiner figure out what's applicable in that moment and what's not. But don't downplay it. Don't hurt yourself by just saying, it's fine, or it hurts, but I deal with it. That doesn't give the examiner enough information to correctly identify all your symptoms and to put that in your C&P exam reports. Okay, give the examiner a chance to include everything. Don't hold anything back. Don't downplay your symptoms. All right, here we go. Tip number 2, not being prepared or forgetting key details. Now, example of that is forgetting the names of medications or treatments or symptoms that you experience regularly. Now, why this hurts is gaps in your memory can make your condition seem less severe or inconsistent. So here's a tip. Bring a written list of symptoms that you experience or treatments that you've had, limitations that you've had, and even keep a log of flare-ups depending on your condition. That way, when you're going to the examiner, when you're explaining all your symptoms, when you're not downplaying anything, okay, it's going to paint a bigger, fuller picture to the examiner about what you go through on the daily, weekly, monthly basis. Okay, all those things. If you go in with a long list of things, I know it takes a little bit of work. I know it kind of sucks to do it. Okay, but give yourself a chance. Write it down as it comes up. That way, when you go into the exam, you're prepared and you're going to give yourself the best chance to get the highest evaluation possible. All right, tip number 3 here, trying to ace the exam like a job interview. All right, here's an example. Not putting on a brave face or trying to impress the examiner. It's not going to win you points. Okay, now why this hurts you? Okay, it gives the impression that you're functioning better than what you really are. So here's my tip. This isn't about looking good. Okay, it's about giving an accurate snapshot of how your condition affects you. Now, be open, be honest about it all, because if you overdo it, consequently here, and you try to overly play your hand, then it's going to come off fake or disingenuous to the examiner, which could then backfire and hurt your chances of that increase. Okay? So, be honest, be straightforward, don't put on the brave face, talk about your symptoms, talk about it all accurately, descriptively as possible. Every little bit helps. All right, tip number 4, giving vague or inconsistent answers. Okay, So an example of that would be saying something like, hey, I sometimes have pain, without explaining how often or what triggers it. Okay, explain why it hurts. Inconsistencies can lead to a lower rating or a denial, or can even show that it's not that often. Okay, so here's your tip. Use clear, concise, consistent language. If your pain flares up 3 to 4 times a week, then say that. Okay? Talk about when it hurts. Does it hurt at the end of the day? Does it hurt in the morning? Does it hurt after eating or sitting for a long period of time? If it's like a musculoskeletal injury. If it's headaches, do you have headaches after being exposed to light, to sound? What triggers do you have with your disability? Explain everything. Be consistent. Leave no stone unturned, so to speak, okay? Explain everything and be as clear and as concise as possible, okay? It's going to paint the bigger picture to help the examiner determine where your symptoms lie within the range of the VA rating schedule. It's going to help to maximize your VA C&P exam and your disability evaluation, okay? All right, tip number 5 here. This one seems kind of obvious, but, it does happen. Not all examiners are created equal, okay? But arguing with or being hostile toward the examiner, it's not going to help you, okay? Getting angry or refusing to answer questions or challenging the examiner, it's not going to help you. They're just trying to do their job. Now, depending on what disability you apply for, it may include touching some sensitive areas of your body. Okay, to the examiner, they've heard it all. They've seen it all. Don't be embarrassed to talk about it. Don't be embarrassed to go through steps or do what you need to do. Or arguing with them saying that it's not necessary. Okay? Here's a tip. Stay calm, polite, and focused. Even if the exam feels rushed or even unfair, you can always write a statement in support of your claim, and I would do that immediately after if you felt something was off. That's on a VA Form 21-4138. You can clarify anything that happened. Okay? So, don't get mad. Don't get angry. Another example or tip I would give too is, it's not a job interview. You're not acing it. Don't, give the robotic yes, no, yes, don't do that. Talk to them like a normal person. Talk to them like they're your next door neighbor. That's assuming you like your next door neighbor, okay? But, okay, don't argue or get hostile with them. When in doubt, submit the 4138. Talk about the issues with the exam, okay? All these things are just going to go to help you get a high rating, get you in the club. All right. So here's the top 5 things that can hurt you during your C&P exam. Downplaying your symptoms, not being prepared, forgetting key details. Number 3, trying to ace the exam like a job interview. Number 4, giving vague or inconsistent answers. Number 5, arguing with or being hostile toward the examiners. We did a couple ones that didn't make the top 5 cut, but I think they're applicable, okay? If you no-show at the exam, obviously that's going to hurt you. I don't think I needed to put that in the top 5. For you to understand that if you miss the exam for whatever reason, it's going to hurt you. Other things that could hurt you as well, one thing to consider is conditions worsen over time, generally. So be descriptive about everything that you're going through. When in doubt, in the end, you can always appeal or reopen the claim. Okay, no matter what happens with the VA rating decision after your C&P exam, whatever happens, you can always appeal it. Okay, don't ever forget that. What I would recommend also is if you don't get the exam that you want and the rating decision doesn't end up the way that you want, it's always easier to gather the evidence or to appeal that quickly after a decision. Okay, I know it's kind of outside the scope of what we're talking about here, but I want you to know that, keep things fresh. It will make things easier in the end. All right. Got a call to action here and wrapping up for considerations, conclusions. Okay, so if you've got a CP exam coming up, drop a comment, saying CMP ready, and let me know your biggest concern. If you've already had your CMP exam, what do you wish you knew beforehand? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know about what you thought or what you would like us to address in the future. I'm Mr. X, and we'll see you next time.